What's up, everybody? It's Jared with Capture the Magic, and even though fall has just really started, it's getting closer and closer to Christmas, especially when you're talking about theme parks. And I've been curious about, will Epic Universe do anything for Christmas? And especially when you're talking about Epic Universe, it is one of my favorite theme parks ever, and I've always wondered what they would do here for holidays. Obviously, they didn't do anything for Halloween, but it does seem like they are doing something for Christmas, which I'm very excited about. So I have an article here from Attractions Magazine that talks about what Epic Universe is going to do for its first Christmas season. So we're going to read through this and get some thoughts on it. So like I said, this is from Attractions Magazine. It says Epic Universe inaugural holiday season plans are revealed. Epic Universe will celebrate its first holiday season in Celestial Park in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Universal says Celestial Park will have seasonal lighting and decorations, while Ministry of Magic will have festive holiday decor. So the holiday season starts at Universal Orlando from November 21st through January 4th, which is a little late to get started. The last couple of years, it seems like Universal's been later in getting the Christmas stuff going than maybe they have, in the past. I'm not really sure as to why, but it is starting November 21st. It says Universal did not mention holiday decorations or special happenings within Super Nintendo World, Dark Universe, or How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk. While Orlando's Nintendo World may not be decked out for the holidays this year, its counterparts in California and Japan have seasonal decor. And we can see here out in Hollywood, obviously you have Princess Peach's gazebo, all decked out in Christmas stuff. And obviously you got the Christmas tree with the star on top of it, with all the power-up boxes and question boxes in there, look great. And then you have the Mario and Luigi snowmen, which is a great touch. This will come, I do believe, to Epic Universe probably next year, or maybe the third year, as it didn't come to Hollywood the first couple of years, but they did do it eventually. So I think that is going to be the same blueprint here for Epic Universe. They also say in Isle of Berk's absence from holiday decorations in 2025 comes despite DreamWorks Animation having created multiple holiday specials taking place in the How to Train Your Dragon story. That being said, the characters celebrate their own festival called Snoggletog rather than a familiar holiday to us like Christmas or Hanukkah. And again, this one as well, Isle of Berk is one of those lands where I think a lot of people didn't expect a lot from it, but it is one of the best lands in Epic Universe, like one of the best themed lands ever when you talk about in a theme park, especially to that IP. And that land, again, would look great with garland and Christmas decorations. I think it would look really, really cool. So, and you just look at these photos from the short that they did. It just has that very Viking Village wintertime feel to it. But I think Isle of Berk is another one. I would love to see that with the holiday decorations on there. But to be really quite honest, I wasn't really expecting them to do really anything for Christmas this year. There were some people obviously speculating about, would they do something for Halloween, given you have Dark Universe, which obviously fits very well into Halloween? And I remember telling people, I just don't think they'll do anything this first year just because they're still working out the kinks of this park. It's still in what I would just say is a beta testing mode, as they're still getting these rides more operational, trying to fill more things for people to do in this park to bring down wait times. So I wasn't really expecting anything for Christmas. So the fact that we're even getting two lands here, I think is a win. I'm not sure as to why it would only be two, and that's kind of interesting to me. Like Celestial Park makes sense, like that is their own IP land. I don't know if it would come down to agreements between, Nintendo or the other IPs to be able to do it. I would assume that they would be able to if they wanted to. Now, one thing I would say is a wish list feature, I would say whenever they do Christmas in Super Nintendo World, would be Mario Kart maybe featuring some of the track or changing the track there to where it is like a holiday themed track. Because they have, if you played Mario Kart, they have tracks that are, wintertime and Christmas time and summertime. They have all sorts of different tracks. It would be really cool if they could do an overlay, kind of like what Disney World does with Star Tours, or what they're going to end up doing with the Smuggler's Run of having different overlays on there. I think I've always felt Mario Kart could definitely do that in terms of the ride itself. So obviously there's no plans that I have heard of for them doing that, but I think that would be something really cool to have a holiday overlay. Like for Halloween, you're going through Luigi's Mansion. For Christmas, you're going through the Penguin, and the wintertime tracks. I think that could be a really, really cool thing to do there, and really deck out Bowser's Castle with Christmas stuff also. I think there's a lot of potential there, but who knows if they do it. If they're looking for ideas, I think that one would be one I would highly recommend on top of massive Christmas trees and all that stuff. And one thing also to consider, You also have Donkey Kong Country, which is brand new in both Japan and in Epic Universe. So we don't know yet what they may or may not do there. So we've seen Hollywood's version of Super Nintendo World. We've seen Japan's version of it, but they could also do some overlays for Donkey Kong Country, which I think would be kind of cool to see Donkey Kong in a Santa hat, do some things there. It's not a huge land, not a ton you'd have to do there. So I do think they would probably add something in there just because there's not a lot of space there, and it wouldn't take a whole lot of effort to add a little bit of garland and Christmas trees in there. I think the other one is Dark Universe. I feel like that would create a very interesting dynamic there. Obviously, you have a spooky land that's based on monsters and all this stuff, but to have a Christmas overlay in there with like a spooky vibe, I think that has a lot of potential that you could do in there in terms of how that land would just kind of become something different. And we're getting into my favorite time of year, which is fall. I love fall, but man, Christmas time, it's my favorite time of year. It's also my favorite time of year to go to theme parks. There's just something about the atmosphere and the vibe in the parks at Christmas time. Plus, you have the great advantage when you're in Florida of the weather aspect, because you don't have to deal with the humidity. It still can be decently warm during the day, but at nighttime gets toward the evening. You put on a hoodie, like walk around, like you can get some hot chocolate. You can actually enjoy the festivities, the Christmas vibe, and not be sweating profusely. As many times even around Halloween, depending on when you go. Lately, it hasn't been too bad, but sometimes around Halloween, it can still be very hot. It's a great time. If you've never been at Christmas, whether you're talking about Universal Studios or Disney World, you need to go. It is a great time to go to theme parks. People just seem to be in a better mood, in the parks, and just being there with their families, enjoying the atmosphere a bit more. In the coming years, I'm very excited to see what they will do in Super Nintendo World for Christmas and the other lands, of course. But as of this year, we have two. We have Celestial Park and we have the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic that are going to have Christmas overlays. I'm very excited to check them out. Very excited to see what these look like when they are done and really what the vibe is. I can only imagine if you've been in Celestial Park, one of the things it's interesting about that land is a lot of people, before they go, they're like, oh, okay, it's the center part of the park. But talking with people after they go, they're like, one of the most enjoyable aspects of Epic Universe is just Celestial Park. Like they play the music that obviously is the celestial music, the vibe and the atmosphere in there. It's just very unique. You got the fountain, you can see Helios. And so I can just imagine Christmas music playing in there. You got Christmas lights strung up. You got maybe a giant Christmas tree. You got a fountain show based after Christmas. There's just so many things you could do there that just seem like it would be just tailor-made for Christmas, that would just give you such a unique atmosphere that really I don't think you would get in any other park. Like, I love Magic Kingdom at Christmas. I love Magic Kingdom at whenever it's the fall. But Celestial Park potentially is such a unique land. You could create quite the atmosphere there that would kind of be unmatched, because it kind of can do whatever they want to do there because of the celestial theming there, and kind of make excuses with the portals of different things you could do there. And I already love Celestial Park, being able to like sit around the fountain, watch the fountain show, and just relax. Like, I love that aspect of that land. But I can only just imagine getting like a hot chocolate, sitting over there watching a Christmas fountain show or whatever they'll do, maybe a drone show, as we yet to have seen them really do nightly fireworks shows, which is something that is supposedly in the works that they have talked about. Maybe even a Christmas fireworks show. So maybe eventually they do some Christmas and Halloween parties in here. It's really limitless what they could do in this park. But I think in the coming years, you will see most, if not all, the lands in Epic Universe be themed out for the holidays. And I think that's another thing that this park will eventually grow into. Again, Universal wants this to be their Magic Kingdom, and Magic Kingdom is synonymous with, whenever it's fall, out come the pumpkins. Whenever it's Christmas time, out come all the Christmas decorations. So I do think that is something they will do in Epic Universe. So if you are looking to go to Epic Universe around the holidays, around Christmas time, you are going to be able to see some of these Christmas decorations. So whenever we see what that's going to look like, we will talk about it on here and let you know about it. But for now, that is going to be it, though, for this video. So if you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel, as we do lots of coverage here of Universal Studios, Epic Universe, Disney World, and pop culture. And let us know in the comments, what do you think about all this? And until next time, we will see you in the parks.